What up, though? Ray Covery, coming at you with another video. Um, Last night, I took to social media and put out my videos on social media, and I've been doing this for about a couple of weeks now, and I put out some videos on other social media websites, and it was the first time that I received some backlash. I knew going in that this came with the territory, not really knowing how it was going to affect me though. So I got some backlash last night. Individuals said that I am not, well, no. Let me get it right. They said that, who is this video for? And I stated that it is for whoever that I can be an inspiration to. And they responded back, you have to work the steps first. If you looked at some of my previous videos, I mentioned that I may not work steps, but I practice the spiritual principles that are behind the steps in all my affairs, right? And I took that as, like, I can't be an inspiration if I'm not working the steps. And for me, that's not true, because I am an inspiration to many people. I work at a mental health hospital, and not only am I an inspiration to every patient that I serve, but I'm an inspiration to staff as well. So that really upset me. I know individuals. I'm gonna tell you, I had this sponsor, and he had like 7 years of recovery, and it was another individual with like 12 years of recovery that was part of my network, and they would, pick me up and take me to meetings. This was like an early recovery for me. And they would pick me up and take me to meetings. And one particular evening, after a meeting at a church that they were doing construction on, we're standing out there, and we're having the meeting after the meeting, and we're talking, recovery-related stuff, and it was a ladder. It was this big, long aluminum ladder, and they started looking at it, and they was like, "Dad, like, we can get a lot of money for that ladder." And they started plotting on how they were gonna chop up the ladder and sell it for scrap. And then to me, I was like, that's not recovery. Like, here it is, this guy with 12, another guy with 6, 7, and they're talking about stealing from a church. And I was always told, one of the first spiritual principles that I have to start practicing is honesty. And I'm really, really big on honesty. And that just wasn't honest to me. And it didn't sit with me well, And I'm like, if these individuals with 12 and 6 years can talk about stealing a ladder and be an inspiration just because they work the steps, how come I can't be an inspiration and I didn't work the steps? Venting is my outlet. I'm upset about something, frustrated about something, I'm sad, I'm angry, whatever emotion that I'm feeling, I call somebody up in my network and I vent to them. Usually it's my wife or I got another close friend that I call or I vent to, or might be a family member. It might even be somebody in one of the 12-step programs I go to. I might even go to a meet and vent, just depending on what I'm going through at the particular time, because everything ain't for everybody. So that's my outlet. I vent, and I tossed and turned all night. My wife didn't get no good sleep because I'm elbowing her and kicking her, because I'm restless because of this backlash I received on social media. So I got up this morning and I'm trying to vent to my wife, and she don't want to hear it. She's like, I'm really not feeling you right now. You kept me up all night. So I thought I would take to YouTube, my channel, and vent a little bit. I want to ask a question. I need some help with this. So I want to ask if there's any other YouTubers out there watching this video, and you have received backlash, how do you deal with it? How do you deal with backlash on social media? I look at this as this is a learning experience for me. I look at it as there's probably going to be more to come. And I have to learn how to deal with this, because in no way do I plan on stopping. It's funny how I operate. Because I can get all of this positive feedback, which when I took to social media, I did get a lot of positive feedback. And I'm glad you can be an inspiration to others. Keep going. You're doing a great job, Ray Recovery. I'm gonna check out your YouTube page, Ray Recovery. All of this good positive feedback. And it's funny because I tend to focus on the one bad comment and not all of the positive comments that I received. And I don't think it's just me. I think a lot of us do that. We focus on this one bad and not all the positivity going on in our lives. So with that being said, I am an inspiration. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I am an inspiration to a hospital full of folks. I am an inspiration to my family. I am an inspiration in my home group. I am an inspiration to many people. Maybe not for this particular individual. Maybe I'm not an inspiration to them. A lot of people in these 12-step meetings, they teach you to have an open mind, but I think a lot of them still need to work on opening their mind. I think of a lot of them approach recovery with a closed mind. It's because of what we're taught in 12-step meetings. Like basically, I tried going to church, I tried going to see a psychologist, I tried therapy, I tried working out, and none of that stuff worked for me. Only thing that worked for me is coming to these 12-step meetings. Well, that's not the case with me, because I went to 12-step meetings alone and I still relapsed. I went to church alone and I still relapsed. I tried work therapy and I still relapsed. So what I come to find out for Ray Recovery, and this is kind of what Ray Recovery is all about, I had to do a number of things in order for me to be recovering. It's a number of things that I do. I'm not involved with one recovery fellowship. I'm involved with many, and that's how I recover. And that's kind of like what Ray Recovery is all about. Finding out what works best for you. Trying a number of things and finding out what's best for you. You know, 'cause I feel like everybody is different. Uh, Recovery don't work the same way for everybody. So you have to find out what works best for you in your own personal program of recovery. Uh, Doing my, and I'm gonna tell you, like, for a long time I used to think the same way, and I will always relapse. Um, During my peer support specialist training, I met individuals that were recovering from all types of things. You know, I mentioned before it was an individual recovering from spousal abuse. It was an individual recovering from cancer, an individual recovering from PTSD, and they didn't go to 12-step meetings. You know, some of them had therapists, some of them just stayed busy, but some of them went to church. Some of them became ministers. The bottom line is they did something with their life that was positive, and they really got involved with their program of recovery. I think that is a key. I think that is key. Really, really getting involved with your program. Whatever it is that you're doing, long as it's positive and loving, and you do it wholeheartedly, I think it can help an individual out with their recovery. I remember talking to this individual, and he brought that to me. He was like, you know, recovery, whatever you do that's positive and spiritual, and you do it wholeheartedly, you can recover from it. You know, it can help you. It can help you in your recovery. And I took heed to that. You know, I started looking into that. I started trying that, and I started recovering. It helped me out with my program of recovery. So I thought I just would get on here and, you know, vent a little bit, tell a little bit more of my story and what I go through on a daily, and how I deal with certain situations, and, you know, how I deal with backlash, and, you know, because I really am an inspiration to others. I really do got a lot of good things going on in my life. You know, I have some beautiful children. You know, I just adopted my grandson. You know, the adoption of my grandson just got finalized. You know, a direct result of me recovering, me being an inspiration to others. You know, who would have thought a crackhead, junkie, thief, alcoholic like me would be adopting a kid? You know, got a beautiful wife who hold me down, and I hold her down. Have the best job in the world. You know, don't nobody got a job better than mine. You know, like, I love getting up in the morning and going to work, even though I'm running a little late this morning because I overslept, because I really didn't get any good sleep last night. I just bought a house. I just bought a beautiful house. The lake right around the corner. I can have my pole in the water in about 5 minutes. You know, drive a nice luxury vehicle. Have an awesome support network. You know, so I got a lot of good things going on in my life. You know, recovery that came a long way. So, with that being said, I hope I could be an inspiration to someone. And please, if you got any comments, you know, or any suggestions on how to deal with, I don't want to say haters, because I don't think she really was hating. I think she just have misinformed information, and You know, some people just don't know that there's more than one way to recover. So, if you got any suggestions for recovery, please leave me a comment, and and I'll look over them and see if I can apply them to my life. All right, thank y'all for listening. Peace.